That's a kind of a jam. That was an intense one for an intro, but it came on when I was gearing up, and I was like, yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's the daddy. I hope you're all well. Are we ready to run and hope the game does not crash? That would be cool. Share your frustration with the investment company that holds 38% of Paradox. They've been doing a lot. They have not been making fans for a while on most of their franchises and been removing studios and pushing clunkers out the door. Right amount of hype for an intro? All right, let's go. So does everybody know what we're doing tonight? I did it. I put the roads in, and I already cannot wait to tear them out. Wait till you see what happens to the city during our marathon, because I made no plans for alternate routes, and we're going to be running for a couple months. It is a long path through the city. The city's going to collapse while we run a marathon, basically. All right. Let me show you what the route. Somewhere between race and route. Are we shutting Riverrun down? No, we're not shutting it down. I mean, it can take a major hit. But I also might just load before the hit and just change the roads back and not deal with it. It's a long route. We're going to see a lot of the city. First person perspective. I tested it out. It ran without crashing. It takes the AI about 40 minutes to run this route. Harold can do it a little quicker, but he's also going to stop along the way for some sightseeing. Okay, we can take the starting soon off. It's 9:05. We've started, and then let's make it day. We'll try and do it slowly. We don't want we'll look at the ground. Get bright slow. Okay, let me show you the route. So, I don't know. You could probably see the road. Like, once I point it out to you, you'll notice this is the start. It comes all the way east through Central Park before it turns up, and then to the left, coming up into the Colline Francese, past the Lone Pine Mall, and then back down this way, across the river again, and ends up at the campus. So, it's quite the sightseeing tour. Let's get down here and get the event started, I believe. Don't worry about the error messages, by the way. I don't know. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. The event still happens. The city collapses in the background, but that's not important. Great day for a marathon. I honestly, after today, when I removed this racetrack, I basically bought race day for a single unit wide cobblestone alley. That's what I own it for at this point. So that's my review. If you want to pay full price DLC for a single alley, then I would scoop it right up. Otherwise, probably skip this one. Okay. Natural disasters are not on for the race. I was going to run as Harold. I figured Harold deserves a win. He'll probably pop a hip on Heartbreak Hill. Okay, event. What is our date? It is May, right? The middle one. The middle one is the month, right? Yes. Okay, so we'll do May 15th for the event kickoff. That should give us enough time. Add new event. We're doing a running race. Tier 4, Tier 5, just because. And we want lots of people there, so we'll bottom out the ticket prices. This is not about making money. It's a free event. You don't charge to have a marathon in your city. Like, You're bringing in the tourism dollars. You're not charging tickets. That's awful. No, I did that wrong. So we want the 5th month, right? But the 15th day. So this new menu is totally serviceable and fine, but it is also the culprit. I guarantee you that like this menu overwrote another menu function and they don't like exist in the same navigation space. They replaced an old menu function, I bet. Anyways, the event is scheduled 3 times speed. We'll get down on the ground. We'll get down on the ground as Harold. I gotta turn it back to 1 time speed if I'm gonna keep up with them though. I think I gotta go all the way around for Harold. There he is. Look at those beautiful roads. Look at how beautiful those roads look. The detail on them. Okay. We'll wait till the events start here. At least till the people start showing up. We got 5 more days. The racetracks and the alleyway are both in race day. Racetracks and yeah, the alley's the only thing I'm gonna use. Keep traffic off the walk. It doesn't. It's not a preferable road. It's a backup road intentionally. So they probably prioritize it a lot less. Would be my guess. Okay, did the barriers just go up? The fences just go up? Yeah, okay. So the runners are starting to pile up. Remember, we started this on May 15th, okay? Keep that in mind. Rosie Ruiz. Actually, that's if I jump in at the end. Does anybody know Rosie Ruiz? I'm curious if that is a legend outside of Boston. Boston does have a famous marathon. Do you know what the blue lane function really is? No, actually, I don't. They use it as regular road, and you would think when this event kicks off, you would, as a spectator, walk up to the fence and enjoy the event close up because the roads are shut down. But the roads are not shut down, apparently, because the traffic just blows right through them. And the crowds stay back on the sidewalks. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense. The blue lanes are kind of stupid and broken, in my opinion. Unless they serve another purpose that I'm not understanding. But you can see the cars are turning around here. They will completely ignore some other intersections, though. I'm not spending that much for a 1U road. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'd get this one in a bun. Oh no, do we? Are you freezing to get ready to run, or are we about to crash? I'm a little concerned here. Did it crash? No, it didn't crash. Come on, let's go. Let's have this event, people. Are we ready or what? Can Harold jump the gun? Do you want me to start us off, everybody? Come on. Let's go. Okay, just for context, like when did the event technically start? It's the 24th. The roads have been shut down for over 10 days. Just going to point that out. Wow, it like forces me off the road because I shouldn't be spawning. Here we go! All right, let's go. Watch, they can't keep up. That guy sunk into the pavement already. I am considerably faster than them, so watch them kind of go absolutely nutty with the... They can't handle all the animations. Here we go. So this is unfortunately starting off in a not so finished part of town, but I did bring in, Harold's gonna run backwards with his cane away from the marathon sprinters. Train station here. I have set up a basic train route that basically runs all the way this side of the map, Central Park, and all the way down to the university and back, basically. Got to pace yourself. He's going to do great. Look at him go. Ready? We're leaving him behind. We got time to stop and sip our tea and tour the city. Harold is on a tear. Look at the detail in the buildings and the signs, and then look at the detail in the road. They do this every time, and some people in the comments are like, dude, what are you so upset about? Look at the detail on the buildings. Look at the detail on plazas and promenades wall to wall. Look at the detail on this unique object. And then look at the roads. Look at how they load in. These new roads that take over your entire map that just turn to this white and blurry mush. I don't know if anyone remembers when Plazas and Promenades came out. They forgot the road textures. This time they forgot most of the UI and that functionality, but you know. Poor console CPU must be trying. You think it's just like gonna overheat in there? Okay, so hey. This is, I think, is this the intersection? This might be the intersection I filmed that short from when I was testing out the other day. Look at the road. Like, look at the just loss of detail and color. And they decided, like, oh, what's the overwhelming color that the road should turn into? It should probably turn into white, like snowfall, right? Like, look at the road down here. Like, it stays gray, either sunlit or not. And this is just like, I'm going to give you a washed out white mush. For some reason, I don't think they put a lot of care and forethought into this one. But what do I know? Did I figure out the population issue? Not exactly. I don't know what's going on there. And it will absolutely crash hard during this race, by the way. It's going to crash bad. Were we at 125 to 130, somewhere in there? I don't know if anybody noticed. We're at 132. How's the crew doing? You can't even see them? Guys, for real? They're out of render distance. Let's keep going. Apparently we need to take our time here, Harold. So we'll take a detour through the park. It's kind of funny that like the built-in walking animation of a guy with a cane is faster than the marathon runners. Did they change this? Because like, how am I moving so much faster than the other people? I guess they all are kind of sitting still and spectating, but like, shouldn't I be moving with the crowd? No country for slow men. I like it. So this is the Central Park area. Hey, do you like him athletic? She was a Gators fan, no. So yeah, we'll take a little detour through the park. We've got the monuments, the poor people in that shelter. That. Although, was that an earthquake that took out the shelter? I forget. It might have been an earthquake. Unfortunately here, like I could come back in here and work on this a little bit. It is a little lumpy here. This should kind of get flattened out and smoothed out. But the chessboard's also crooked, so like, can I be bothered? Probably not. These objects that I have in the center, these things, like you can't, these are one of the things that are broken that you can't, that you can't select. You can't change the variations, so you just have to like put them down a bunch of times to get the one you want, apparently, until they fix that. That's fun. Is there not a footpath over here? There is a footpath in the center. I don't have it connected up to these little plazas. Harold's a rebel walking on the grass. The park is pretty big, isn't it? I mean, it's not, you know, we're not on Central Park scale, but we're not on New York City scale. It's a bit of a hike though from end to end. Okay. So, we've got our metro station. That's looking pretty good. It's not looking too glitchy from here. I hear the crowd going crazy. Do we take enough time to let them catch up, or they've got to be... There they are. Okay, they're only a block behind. I mean, that's a big block, but we're doing great, Harold. We're doing great. Making great time here. What crowd? I mean, I heard the crowd. I heard them cheering. But yeah, I mean, for 125,000 people... There's not a lot of people out, especially since the town is shut down with all the major routes blocked off. You'd think, like, you take a cue from Boston and take the day off. Except you'd have to take multiple months off. Because where are we at this point in time? It's June 15th. We started on May 15th. It's been a month. So, like, the time scale of shutting down your city's traffic to run on tiny little alleys for months at a time doesn't seem like the best use of your time and resources, and also real-world money to buy this. So, there's my tip. We're still in, like, this is like Central Park East at this point. Like, we're not even out of this the first strip of the city. You can see where it eventually bends up there, though. A lot of cities open up the road where the last marathon runner passes an intersection. Yeah. I mean, it's quite a endeavor in a real marathon, because it's very spaced out, the crowd, the pack. But they, you know, they will sweep you off if you're not at a certain pace and open up the road. But this is definitely not... I mean, think about what they do with a regular traffic simulation. Like, they don't know to go over to the middle lane and maybe not all get in the right lane like a bunch of... I was going to say something about Connecticut drivers. That's not very PG-13. But I held myself back. It's Connecticut, but you change the last four letters. Harold's doing great pacing here. He is not even slowing down. We haven't popped a hip out yet. Coming up to where we got, I think, a bunch of different monuments, I want to say. Ziggurat Garden? Sea and Skyscraper? Expo Hall? Science Center. And then the Expo Hall's next to it, around the corner. Look at the size of those buildings. So even the old assets, they look okay. These buildings look, you know, they look sharp. But I'm telling you, like, they did the same thing with the road textures that they do with every release. Like, they forget to put the LODs in. Or maybe this is the best they could do, and if it is, that's really unfortunate. I assume it's not the case. I'm assuming they messed that up like they've messed up in the past. Are the blue lanes for emergency vehicles or just pedestrians? When there's not a race, they're just regular lanes of traffic. I didn't see it with this response. I mean, like the post, they did like a paragraph of like marketing fluff. There's a giant fucking fire in front of us. Do you see that? There's a giant fire straight up ahead. What the?
Oh, that's hot.
What?
That's hot.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Do we jump out of this to see what's going on up there? That does not look good. That looks like the church. Okay, we're on the bridge. We're on the bridge. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Please, helicopters, save the church at least. Don't mind that. Oh, the death wave was supposed to be a surprise. Never mind. Where are we? We're on the first bridge. We're on the first bridge. We're on the first bridge. Pay no attention to the death wave. It's fine. You didn't see that. No, he fell through the bridge. Oh, now he's got to go all the way back. I'm letting them catch up. This is like missing a checkpoint. I wouldn't worry about being able to see infinity down there. It should be fine. The church is just engulfed in flames with all the helicopters. Oh my god. What the heck? That's just my luck, honestly. I think they put the church out. That is a rager. Like, look at that. Man. Hottest sermon this side of the Mississippi. Yeah, this is not great. This is not great. What? Look at, can you, like, I'm running a marathon and look at my city in the background.
It's on fire.
Yeah, I know it's on fire.
You act surprised. Did you log in today?
She's no support. She's no support.
I'm too sad.
About the thing?
You can tell them how.
Is there, what is this beat? Okay, the city's gonna be fine in the background, right? It should be okay. What are you doing, asshole? What the? Is this a station wagon? Is that Clark Griswold driving down the racetrack? Like, what is going on here? Okay, certainly the fire's contained, right? That guy can hear the music, I think. Look at this hill. This hill will put one in. This will pop a hip. I can't believe that car was just driving right down the middle of the road. I've seen them cut through a street, but not like just driving down the racetrack. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't that look so good? God. I think the church survived, but it looks like it could go up again, honestly. It might go up again. What years? It's 2019 I was gonna say pre-pandemic, but we don't know about the pandemic yet. Just doing lots of Let's Plays and stuff's on fire. It's totally normal. I'm sure it won't go on for the next 7 years. It's a good thing I put in all those fire helicopters, right? Like, if I didn't, we might get a better look at it from the top of the hill here. Is this school bus turning around trying to find its route? You just accidentally brushed against the side of it and it burst into flames. There's another helicopter heading that way. We are coming up to I think the height of our run. I think everything else is downhill from here. At least predominantly. Oh, don't lag on me. Okay, where's the fire at? Oh God, they're putting one out right now still. Oh, it looks like it's still going over there. You can see it through the burning down the block that the church is on.
How many miles? Yeah, she's still.
Oh, it doesn't tell you miles, unfortunately. I'm like running, I set it up through the city, so it's like all the way there and back from one side to the other.
So how do you know you're actually running a marathon? Oh my God, what? Fuck?
That's Harold, babe. That's Harold. He's faster at this pace than the runners are. Do you want to see where they are? They're going to be way back here somewhere.
Usain Bolt?
No, I'm flying camera now. Where are they actually? They're way back here.
That's what I'm saying.
They can't keep up with Harold. Harold's been mercilessly worked at the.
I think I hear our child. Yeah, our kid's here.
Okay, get out of here.
What are you doing?
Okay, all kinds of stuff happening here. Spry as a chicken, exactly. As spry as a rotisserie chicken. As spry as an emotional support rotisserie chicken. Did anybody see that story? Someone had a clear pet carrier, and they got on like a Spirit Airlines flight through TSA with an emotional support rotisserie chicken, which they ate on board the plane. But the whole story just had me laughing because of the clear pet container. Good night, babe. She goes to bed at responsible hours. Okay. Is there no helicopter swarm above the city? We're doing great. We are in the heart of the coal line Francesi. You'll notice the industrial area over there to our left. This is where the town all started. Long before we had dreams of cocaine-covered roads. This part is, I guess, a little bit bland, only because like we've got just the trees separating the neighborhoods. I like it in principle, but it is very much a drive-through area. You know, it's just an arterial road without a lot of much happening on it directly. What roads are included with race day? So there's this road, which is a 3-lane each way, and then there's a 6-lane one-way. Those are your two options. They have a blue lane on the outside that are used for traffic and apparently nothing else. Just for traffic when there isn't an event. And it is not bus specific or anything like that. So you have to change to these roads to have an event. You could, in theory, do it on the fly and change them back if you wanted to. Or you could have like a full, and then they have racing, race roads, either with or without bumpers on one side or the other. And then there's also a pit lane type road. So there's a few different options that you have. I'm never going to do the race day stuff. If I did, it would be something like this through my city. But honestly, like I'm doing this just for the fun of it. And then I am going to remove these roads from Riverrun. They're going away. And I'll show you why, because like we could either respace everything out, put alleys everywhere to support it, or when you do something like a marathon like this, your city collapses in the background. And I wanted you to see that. I thought that would be fun to see what shutting down your main artery roads for 40 minutes straight does. Weirdest version of the long walk. dreams of Vegemite piles. We have 6 technically. Is a yard 6 piles? We can never put anything else there again. The ground is tainted. Yeah, seriously, check out Spirit Airlines emotional support rotisserie chicken. And it was the chicken in the clear pet container. It's so good. Stupid City Skylines 2 advertisement. I can't play your game on this console. I can't even play the remastered on this console anymore. You broke it. You broke it. I don't want to see the ad for the game I can't play. I want to play the game that I can't play. Sorry, Harold's borderline dementia. He gets really angry sometimes. I don't know what it is. Someone set him off about some video game cities. I don't know. He's ranting about it. He's ranting about it when he should be appreciative and saying thank you. Thank you, developers. May I have another, please? I'm sure the city is doing very successful in the background with all its main roads cut off. Don't crash on me, game. Do we save it? Do we save halfway through? I'm going to save. What was that? Oh, no, don't look. Don't look. What's that? Spring Valley? A new map that I'm messing around with infinite money just to paint some stuff out and see. That looks familiar. Okay, Harold, get back to it. You're letting him catch up. Yeah, appreciate the amazing sequel you can't play. There's a much better game out there. Want the countdown timer to work for console? If they don't update that, that is such a crime. Cookies. Meet Harold, Doc. He is currently smoking the competition because the default marathon runner animation is slower than you can walk as a person, apparently. No, I wouldn't worry about that, Decoy. It's just some skulls. It's probably nothing. I wouldn't. Yeah, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. Currently best modern city builder CS1. I will not argue with that. No one is building new city builder games. Yeah. I mean, Junctions is going to add city building functionality to a future, not a Junctions update, but like there are some promising projects out there. Like there are definitely some people that could figure it out. Okay, is this the Clover? Or this is a highway that just cuts over the road here? I'm so disoriented down here on the ground. Like, it takes forever to run this route. It's really like, we set the ticket prices to 0. We had a town of 130,000 people. We have all kinds of ways for people to get into the city, and there's nobody watching this event. I don't know if you noticed, one of the things I found really disappointing about the parade, like seeing a parade through your city would be really cool. But unfortunately, all of your population is in the parade. No one is watching the parade. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel celebratory. Oh, maybe it's just me. Honestly, I don't want Paradox to do it. Please. Anybody but Paradox. I say that like I don't want it to be a big. They were a very small team when they started. Somebody could do it and do it better. Honestly, they just need the right timing and people around them. But I don't want Paradox to do it. Look at what Paradox has done to all of their brands and franchises. They've basically like fired the original developer or canceled the project. They did it with Prison Architect. They did it with City Skylines. Canceled multiple games. Drove them into the ground with microtransactions and subscription services. I would be fine if it wasn't Paradox. $300,000 extra people to our city. Exactly. Not zero. I mean, it is only a 250 person marathon, so like I get it, but it also does shut the city down. We're going to see for literal months. And I'm way ahead of the pack, so we'll check the date and then see how long it takes them to cross over. Right? We started in May 15th. We may have even needed to pay attention to the year at this point. It does say it won't run. The next event won't start if the last one's still running, I think. But yeah, Soviet Republic, I really like, but I get overwhelmed so quickly. Like it is way more management heavy, and that is okay. But CS1 is such a sweet spot for me. The game is I'm fine. Like the challenge is just fine. It doesn't need to be punishing or a boring grind. Like I feel like it's really like CS1 has a really great sweet spot in my opinion. And one of the things that makes CS2 less fun, like just turning the cheats on makes it less fun in my opinion, but the way that they do leveling and experience and all that and unlocks, it just feels very gamified and overly thought out, and they should have just like left it the way it was. I don't know why they felt the need to change things that were working. I mean, it's, you know, some people are fine with it, but like other people, like City Planner, right before the Ultimate Edition news came out, like was basically explaining they're giving up on their city because they can't even with mods fix it. Like the game was so broken. Did we cross the river already? Oh my god, we crossed the river already. We are in the home stretch. Do you see the Hadron Collider? That's the finish line at the back of the university. We're there. We did it. Sometimes the steep learning curve can be worth it. Yeah, it can be. But sometimes I just don't. I just don't want it. I just want to build. I got my groove right here. Why do they got to keep breaking it? Why do they got to keep breaking it? Whoa. How long did I have the game paused? How long was the game paused? I must have clicked the controller in just a minute ago. Right? People were moving around. I just stopped because I was like, wait a minute, are they not animating? What? Can I ask you a question? Like, if there was a marathon in town, do you... Whoa. Get a room, you two. Get a room. Jesus Christ. Okay. Have you people thought about facing the event? Okay, you're looking at the event. That's good. Good for you. Yeah, what the hell are you doing? So many of them are backwards. Dude. What are you doing? He's got like a metro map out. He's holding his iPad up, facing off into this. Like, what is going on here? This is not free update. This is something I paid for. Isn't it great? Seriously. This is not legal. This is not legal. Like, you can't do this in public. Is there not any police nearby? Okay. We're just going to let them... They're way behind. Harold's way faster than they are. Us with Arcane, way outpacing the marathon crowd. And this is what I'm saying. Like, if you have a race of any sizable looking length, it like this track that we're about to finish up here takes them about 40 minutes to run. So they should be coming relatively soon, because we started about 5 after. You've been Frostpunk, huh? I gave it a shot for a bit. I don't know. I really got into Fabledom. I enjoyed a lot. And then Tiny Glade came out. I lost so much time in Tiny Glade. Which is not a city builder at all, but that was a major time sink for me. How would I rate this DLC? The race day DLC, I'm literally gonna rip these roads out. I'll show you what happens to the city when you run this marathon. So basically I had to shut down all my roads so nothing can get around. We had a major like multi-block fire. There was there's a death wave happening in the background. It's going to be really bad. I bet we lose 20 to 30,000 of our population. Or I could reinvent my entire city to build alleys to support all the buildings that need support. Like, it doesn't make sense how long the simulation takes to run the race. I'll show you here. Like, it's not a marathon distance, but it does go from like 1/4 of my city, wraps around and comes back. It's not like a full lap or anything, and it is going to destroy the city having a race there. So how would I rate it? Not very well. I do like the content creator packs, especially Iconic Brutalism, which is going to work really well in my new Boston build. That's a great, like, I'm a console player for the most part, so I do understand that, like, that's our asset mods. We have to buy content packs, and Iconic Brutalism is really good. Race day, I spent whatever it costs for a single unit cobblestone alley that I will use, and the rest of it I'm gonna junk as soon as I can uninstall these roads. So Harold finished. Harold's still got all kinds of energy. Actually, I'm just kidding. I need to get to this first aid tent immediately. And do you have nitroglycerin? I'm stuck in the ceiling. I'm stuck in the ceiling. Harold's gonna die. Okay. Well, how about a t-shirt and a Coca-Cola on my way out, please? Congratulations, Harold, the winner of this year's first ever and last ever Riverrun Marathon. Greet the other contestants, Harold, as they come across the line. They'll be here any minute. If I could give the key away, I would. I actually would. I would happily uninstall this and never use it again. I would do the same thing with financial districts, please. Although I think I got that one for free still, right? That was before 2. I was still a friend of Hagrid at that time. Oh, what's the date, by the way? Do you want to see what's happened to the city in the background while we wait for the runners to come? Okay, let's find these runners. Come on, we gotta take these roads out. Where are they? I don't know what year we started in, but it's September now. I know we started May 15th. So assuming it's the same year, it's now September. Oh my God. Okay, now we 3 times speed because this is ridiculous. Look at them lane change for no reason. Like, what traffic are you navigating around? And why is that guy happy to go into the oncoming lanes? Thomas Finch. You just got to make it up one little hill, Thomas. How about marathon happens one side of the road with full speed traffic on the other? Could keep it exciting, you know? Here they come. The big finish. It's really exciting. They set off fireworks. The bulldozer sound constantly going off. Yeah, that's what's happening in your city in the background. Oh. Excuse me, I usually mute sneezes. I put that one straight into the microphone instead. So fireworks go off. They stretch their legs for a bit. And then you can admire your city's collapse, total and complete, in the background. Those constant bulldozers are a good sound, right? Okay, so the race, it took from May to October. I think it was all in the same year. And in that time, we've lost 15,000 population so far. I'm sure a lot more once this death wave really wears itself out. So that's the race day DLC. What does everybody think? Isn't that nice? Now, you could fix that by putting an alleyway behind every single building on the race route, but I would have to reconfigure all the blocks since it's a dense downtown area. So I needed to plan for that alley to be there in the first place, basically. And even then, you need routes to get to those buildings during the race. Like, they should shut the... It should know to shut traffic down equally. Like, this doesn't make any sense. No, this is race day. So this doesn't happen if you don't have race roads shutting down. But as soon as I shut down my traffic, all of a sudden nothing can route. So notice there's a bunch of buildings that have police problems because police can't get there. We had that huge fire because the fire trucks can't get there and it spreads. We have all this death wave, not because we are necessarily dying more than we were before. It's that we can't get the vehicles there. So like if you look at the death rate, it's not, you know, out of band for anything. Like it's been going up and down, and we haven't seen a death wave in this band, right? The only reason it's a death wave is because none of my crematoriums have been able to get to where they need to get to. And like the entire traffic of the city's been shut down for 5 months for a marathon that goes, I mean, like you saw the route, like it starts here, comes up, over, and back across the river to the campus. It doesn't even go like all the way around my city. Like it kind of cuts through the middle of it. And that's 40 minutes or 5 months. And you either need to completely rebuild your city to work on tiny little alleys for those 5 months, or better yet, I think the better choice is not to use this DLC. Unless you are really a fan of like a separate racetrack, like if you wanted to build an F1 course, I could see that being kind of cool. If you were a fan of that. I am not a fan of that. I don't care about that. I don't care to have one in my city. And I kind of like the idea of like the Monaco in the streets more, certainly for the marathon. But you can see like they're using, you know, they just use the lanes, and there is a parking lane, and it just looks awful. It looks awful. And it doesn't let you do tram. It doesn't let you do bus. It doesn't let you do, wait, do you know what else is missing? I don't know if anyone noticed. What's missing here? You ready? Let's put this back to the 4. Was it a 4-lane before? I think it was a 4-lane, right? Is this coming off the highway? Maybe it was. I think it was a 4-lane. Let's do 4 lanes. So you know what's missing? Did anybody say it? Ready? What happens when you upgrade this road? You get a bridge. You get a bridge. Look at that. And those are just like instantly missing. You've got flat. Like, look, it takes all the character out. I think this was 4-lane as well. We'll find out. We'll see if it looks right. I think that was the case. This doesn't service a lot of traffic over here. I can't wait to get this out of here. I should probably save this halfway through so that it doesn't. We'll get all this hooked back in later. I still got to finish this. So I hooked up this train route. There's a station there. There's another one here. Do I reload and not deal with the death wave before I dive deep into this project? I don't know. How do we feel? Mods can fix it. Yeah. That was the kicker for me too. Like that whole thing going on yesterday. So like they released the thing. It was Toady for City's official channel, and they said something about, what did they say? The unlock all doesn't really work, so you can use mods to unlock that. It's release day. Like, are you really like, hey, essential advice for enjoying the game, install mods that we just broke? Really? Good timing. Good timing on that advice. Reload. Okay. Spring Valley. 312. Is today the 12th? Right? Because what time? Yeah. Right? Yeah. That'll be better, certainly. I feel like I was getting into something. Oh, yeah. Fix it with mods. Like, day one release day. Make your experience more enjoyable with mods. Like, imagine that coming out. I can't, like, if they wrote that down on a piece of paper for me to say, I'd be like, guys, can you read this out loud to yourselves? Like, this is how you want to promote the game. Make it fun with mods. Because we certainly don't know how to do it. Just lost half a year for a day race, exactly. There's no way that was a 26-mile race. Like, it takes an old man 40 minutes not even to run it. So, but yeah, you shut down your city for 5 months for that, at least. I don't know, like, if you've been here for a bit, you saw like how long that race course was and like the actual experience of it. It's slow and it's silly. It's half the point because like, there's nobody there enjoying it. It's just it's empty, it's lifeless, and the parades are even sadder because like it's a 250-person race. It's not the Boston Marathon. It is shutting down traffic on 6-lane roads in a major town though for 5 months. So it would be nice at least if some people showed up to watch it. They obviously can't get to work. They're dying. They're dying not being able to even get put in the ground. They could at least have the common courtesy to die on the spectator lane. Is that so much to ask? Well, that's at least a little better. Man. Yeah, not a great use of funds. But I feel if I caution 2 people, then technically it was worth it, right? Because I could caution 1 person, but I myself fell into the trap, and then at that point, like, it's tough to understand if that's a tangible benefit or just some kind of logical fallacy that I'm falling for. Sunken cost. But you know, maybe enough people are cautious about it, or at least wait to see if they fix it. Because there is a chance that they don't. People are always saying, wait till they fix it, wait till they fix it. Wait till they get fired suddenly over Christmas break. After working on the game for years. That can happen too, apparently. The timing of all that too, huh? Merry Christmas to Colossal Order. I was gonna feel sorry for them for a minute, but they did it to themselves. Was this all 4-lane through here? I think this can be 4-lane. Maybe we do the last block as a 6-lane, but I feel like this seems plenty good. Because what does this give us? If we 6-lane it, there's still a second straight, which stinks. It'd be great if it made a true turning left there. Mods. So that becomes left and right with a 4-lane. It does kind of really open things up, doesn't it? So maybe we don't want parking down here, right? You know, one thing I didn't realize that makes it kind of cool is, think about this. So one interesting concept about the new road structure setup. So if you have a major avenue and you want to support commercial businesses on it, you have to put a road in behind it. Like, right, if I turn road guidelines off, then I can snap to the grid. So like this, except the space is already occupied. So I can't go in the part of the grid that I want to go. Can I do this? Can I snap? I can't snap to a node. Here's your new roads. But let's say like you were going to do something like this, right? And you were able to snap it to the road. Okay, let me do that one. So imagine this scenario. And this is maybe not the best spot because it looks like you could get a car through there. But there are a lot of buildings with parking lots on the back. Of course, none of these are the ones that I'm thinking about. High density. I know there are tons of ones with parking lots in the back. What the heck? There's one. So like sometimes the way the buildings are stacked in one another, there's no way you're getting a car back there. But if you have now an accessible alley, there's at least a story for how the car got there. Right now, like there's some parking lots that do not make sense. And I bet if we drove around for a while, you would find them. Like, people driving their car through there? Maybe, but probably not. Through that tiny little narrow space. And then the handicap parking's there. Like, it's not very friendly. Can we attach a new fence roads? So I put my mouse right over that. Can you attach a new fence roads to exterior fence section? Like, do they connect? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's find out. And then I got to figure out where was I? Because I totally scrolled over here. So road. Fences. And then real fences. Well, we're already on them, so. Let's turn guidelines back on. I'm going to go with no. How close can you get it if we turn everything off? So no angle snap, no nothing. Nope. Not great. But you could go all the way around with the fence. With the fence. I deleted the road. Like if you did want to circle that in, like the fence will connect all the way around when you do that. Like so. So, I mean, you could do something like that, but when you connect it to another fence, there's going to be at least a little gap that looks like it's a little tough to hide, unfortunately. We waited all this time for a 1U road on console, and it's locked behind a gimmicky DLC with a steep price point for a single road. I know that feels like. And here's the thing. Let's be honest. Like, again, I've brought it up before. Until you read it on paper, some people may not understand. The entire financial drive for Paradox Interactive is to make a game that they can continue to print money off of. Through DLCs, through subscription services, and through content created by the community. Like it is their model. It is how they make money as an organization, and they have to make more money than they made last quarter. And they don't get there. They don't get there by giving the roads for free. But honestly, like this very premise, I think that should have been in the free update, especially considering what the free update did have. At least on console, it broke the game. But what did it have for features and functionality? So it had 2 billboards that are called large billboards, even though they're the only frame reference we have for size. So I still argue that it being large doesn't make any sense. It's just a billboard. So we had 2 billboards. There was an info view for employment that is broken. So like they didn't go so far as to like come down here, it's right behind my head, and click on employment and see that like, oh, available jobs no matter what is constantly pegged at 0. And it's not like you can have a bunch of residents move out, your jobs are still at 0. Like it doesn't work. So, like, do the houses change color based on their employment status? Probably. But I don't know for sure, and it never tells me where the available jobs are. Even though there's vacancies. There's no available jobs, technically. So it just, like, it doesn't report correctly. They gave us an info view that's broken. They broke the sliders and all that stuff for controller players, which is a smaller subset of the audience, I get. But, like, hey, we pay the bills, too. And what's the third thing? The fences, which are broken because you need a mouse. I say that they're broken, but somebody that plays keyboard and mouse on Xbox or PS5 is totally fine with it. And they're like, what's the big deal, man? But like, that's not how everybody plays. And they obviously didn't take time to look at the most basic functionality from that possible perspective. Otherwise, they would have realized, like, oh, we really messed up and need to correct this. Build new industry. No, I've had 30,000 people crash out, and there have been a ton of vacancies, but available jobs number never changes. You can get a mouse for $10. Which one is going to be a pretty crappy mouse, but also cheaper than the DLC. Cheaper than the race day DLC. That is the offender behind all this. Because it's the new mechanics. It's the thing they had to change drop downs for. Like, if they had just put in the building packs, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Because they would have just added new stuff to, like, the content creator tab at the end of the list. Or, like, when you go into uniques, another little button to say, like, here's the new DLC uniques. That's all it had to do for the content creator packs. But nope, you're getting a free update for these two large billboards. What do the small ones look like? I don't know. These are the only ones. How do you know they're large? Shut up. $70, please. Okay, what were we doing? There's a fire in the coal line, Frank Casey. That's not good. That was a real burner we had before, though, during the race. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Although the fire trucks will be able to get there this time. Okay, taking this road out. Taking this awful road on. Why? Why? Okay, we can break that event altogether. This was probably 6-lane. No lyrics. Okay, we'll 6-lane this, and then for the heck of it, it probably was 4-lane, but that's fine. And then this becomes 1-way. So 6-lane, 1-way, nothing special. They weren't trees or anything. So I just gotta be careful not to hit the side streets, and we should be back to normal here. Yeah, so I don't even know, like, this map probably will not use any race day content because I don't know where I would put alleys. They're not part of the configuration. Like, I would have to move everything around, and it's too late for that. But Boston, New Boston, specifically the Back Bay, has a space for that alley, which I did with a straight up, pedestrian path in a 1 square. That becomes 2-lane, 2-way rather. Sorry, apparently I can't talk and switch tools. This is not a bridge, right? So what does this do? A dedicated left? I guess that's okay. And then it does this. Let's 4-lane this, I think, right? Or there's a lot of traffic coming through there. That is actually kind of busy. Maybe I don't 4-lane that, but then again, like, what are they doing at the end? They're mostly left-righting. Let's look at it. I don't know. 6 lanes seems extreme. Because at what point do I cut it back down? Like, but then again, like there's so much traffic flowing right through here that like maybe the 6 lane is better at this point up this way. Just to there from here, and then this becomes 4 lane? Maybe? Let's look at that. Plus, this does the bridge that I want. Yeah, that works. Okay, notice we don't have, like, there's a couple bodies, but, like, it's not a death wave. It's not like a citywide collapse of a death wave. It's the race that does that. And I'm good. Okay, 4 lane all the way up through here. I had my fun. And now you've seen the fun too, and I honestly, like, I don't know. I'm telling you, somebody is convinced not to get it, and I feel like I did my job. There's like, let's talk. If there's any other DLCs you don't have, you should strongly consider them first before this one is all I'm saying. I think that's a totally fair assessment. What is this coming from? This doesn't have a highway exit. It goes up to the mall. I'm kind of tempted to do a 6 lane here as well, because like it really is just an overpass area. And I kind of like there's a mall right near me, and this is exactly what happens over the highway, bridging to like 2 sides of the highway. It's 6 lanes. It is divided 6 lane, but I think that works. And then we can bring that all the way up to here before we switch back to 4 lane. I think 4 lane's okay. 4 lane's very cluttered, but I kind of like it. But I could warm up to some 6 lane here or there, I guess. Emerging downtown. I like that one. I mean, from a stylistic perspective. Africa and airports in miniature, I think, are definitely bottom tier as well. They are very, very situational, and Africa in miniature doesn't have enough buildings. Like, you can't even create a big plaza. You're not making a neighborhood or a city with it. It's just it's not that kind of a pack. Where like you could do a giant emerging downtown area or a giant European suburb neighborhood. Like the other ones make more sense. Where did I get everything over here already? So this has nothing. It came up through here, up this way. Right, we hooked back through the Francesi. Yeah, I think that's okay. I got to go through and check traffic lights probably at least on the route. We're having some delivery problems. Maybe we will have to keep an eye on that because that balance has not been off for a very long time. That's interesting. We do have industry demand. I might have to look at some, we'll see if more warehouses fixes it, but that has not been that much of a problem where we're having abandonment because of it. That's interesting. Those buildings are red without supplies for so long. I guess I did have the race roads up. I don't know if they cause any major problems. For half a second, I saw the fire icon, but also the orange light over my shoulder, and in my brain connected the two ideas. And for like a quarter of a second, I was like, oh, that's fire in my office. But it is not. So that's good. It was just like the way I paused the camera, like right like that. Should be fine. Okay. I bet we have we probably have a traffic problem. Let's see if it's focused over there. I bet that it is, because this is going to be terrible. Yeah. This is our problem right here. This needs a complete reinvention. This is awful. This was fine when none of this was here. But now that it is, I really got to rethink this. I made a little bit of a train yard over here, but the way that it hooks in is a little sloppy right now. I just wanted to see like how close can we get to bending these multi and like kind of make it look like, you know, it's a station where they might park, come off for service. But I do want to like completely rethink over here, and maybe this would be a better way to eat up a lot of this space over here. Then with all this stuff that's trying to come off the highway at that exit, this was not locked up like this before. So that new neighborhood right here is problematic. I'll rethink that because that overloaded without actually putting a new highway over there, or a highway exit, I should say. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing now that the race day DLC is uninstalled, basically? I don't even know now. Let me see. I was looking at a new Plainville soon. That's what the Spring Valley map was that was in my load history. I was looking at that one in 25 tiles. And after this DLC, I am so ready to uninstall DLCs and start over from scratch with a game that I loved. The Plainville tram line needs a revisit. That's like one of my favorite parts of any build so far. Oh, there's palm trees in the assets, in the snow assets. I mean, if they're comically decorated and snow covered, maybe, but yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, they so need fall trees, please. These, like, you don't have to cook up updates that you have to change the game for. Like, give me a new map with a color palette that has fall trees. You don't even have to like it could be a completely separate map. It could be a different mode at this point. Like, just change the color palette in the trees when you load it. I'll pay for them. I'll buy them separate. Fine. You got me. But imagine if there was, you know, fiery red, orange, yellow trees, brown leaves on the ground. What, I forget which Prez build it was, but man, it was like fall in Providence, and whew, that was a beautiful city. I won't do it to that detail, but I can't do it to that detail if you don't give me the dang fall trees. I'm telling you how to make money. Off me, at least. I can't be the only one that wouldn't like jump right in on fall trees. If you could spend a couple bucks to bring fall to your cities, I bet a lot of players would do that. Something you haven't been able to do for so long. It's nice in cities too, but you can't like with mods you can, but it's like, oh no, it's summer now. Oh no, it's fall now. Oh no, it's winter now, and it's going to snow for the next 40 minutes. And like, you don't have control over that without a mod, which I think is silly. Weather's baked into the simulation. Well, then you built it wrong. Unbake it. Unfuck your simulation. You're going to get fired. Oh, wait. What other new wacky DLCs they're cooking up? Yeah, I don't even know. Breaking Bad, meth labs, explosions all over town, gang wars. Maybe some Black Mirror shit brought to you by Palantir. Can Xbox SS even run CS2 at current specs? I mean, I don't... So, if they completely rebuild the game from a perspective of supporting that lower-end hardware, it's not going to look like... Sorry, hold on.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
Where was I before Todd interrupted? Probably wasn't important. All right. Do you have playlist for Riverrun from the start? I don't think that I do. I should probably make that though, because I bet a couple people would find that. The easiest way to do it is if you go to my channel, you should be able to go to the live tab, and they're all available. Most of them have, like tonight's thumbnail, like a green and white street sign that says Riverrun. There's a couple that don't, but most of them do. They should be pretty easy to pick out. I do stream a lot of nonsense, but you'll find plenty of Riverrun in the live tab. And it's usually like 3 or 4 minutes. I play a song and then I jump on the mic. If you want to fast forward into it. Plenty of nonsense though. But a lot of the build, I think a lot of the build was done on camera. There was certainly some grinding and things done off. But a lot of work went into this over multiple months. And now we are billionaires, or at least we were, unless the city's going really bad in the background. Yeah, we're billionaires. So, yeah, I will have to definitely look at the stresses that are happening. Because I've mentioned this before, but like I got to $1 billion by putting on 3 times speed and sitting here, and this city just runs itself. So the fact that we are now seeing these red icons means that something is very different with the balance. Now, I did build this neighborhood over here, Emerson Square. That's really one of the only things that has changed that drastically, though. Anchor Square, I think, Anchor Square was built up as well. So basically this on screen right here is what's new. I don't think it should be throwing commercial deliveries off for the entire town. I think I danced around it, but did we ever look at traffic as a potential cause? I mean, it's not terrible. We know where the problem is. It's over here. It's really over here. Wow. We're at 87%, and can you imagine how much better it would be if we just added a better exit and conversion over here? This is kind of spaghetti mess. This looks at least, I think, a little better, even though the corner is really tight. Holy cow. Yeah, look at how they're gonna tip over and roll over the cliff. Slow down, guys. But yeah, we're definitely having a problem where I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving this on overnight, for example. If there's red icons and abandonment happening, we should definitely look into fixing that. This is a song.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
Yeah, so can this run? Can Xbox or PS5, a PlayStation 5 run CS2? Not anything like its current state, and not like a $2.20 city at release. It's just not it's not gonna happen. So if you're expecting CS2, I don't think it would be this year. If they don't have a particularly serviceable PC version, I can't imagine them stepping up and having something they're comfortable putting out. Because can you imagine if they release CS2 on console and it is just as poorly performing as Cities 2 was at launch? Like, imagine if they just hit the reset switch and like, let's do it again. We actually enjoyed that ride because apparently they have a humiliation kink and they're going to release another game in shoddy setup. Like, it could be a thing. You never know. Don't kink shame. Maybe gets them really excited to put out trash tier games and fire developers. I mean, I'm speculating here. It's not libel or slander because it's just speculation. But it would explain a lot of things. Have a good night. Todd's busy tonight.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
So much edge of map fog tonight. So race day, just a wash, honestly. I'm going to use the alley in my new Boston build. May or may not use it at all in Riverrun. So we're going to have to look at the uniques especially. I think they could be fun to include. Change up some of the service buildings around town now that we have at least one or two more options for things like police and fire. We've got a new hospital, so like we can look at kind of switching up some of our assets in different neighborhoods to make it feel a little bit more variation. I would agree. It is extremely limited, and I think like there's a small subset of people that are like, you know, like Mustang just took off for Formula One practice. Like they care about that, and they might like to see that in their city, but it's not anything that I care about. And especially with how it shuts down the city, I'm not doing it through the streets. And at this point, I would make an airport before I made a Formula One, but probably neither, honestly. So, I don't even know. Is the new radio station at least good? That's a good question. Let me do this. Let me pause Epidemic Sound and let me hope that it's truly stream safe. And let's pull up the radio. And that's probably going to be a little loud because it's game sound. Hold on. Oh yeah, my menu's broken, by the way. I'm going to turn this down a little bit to blend it in with the game sound. Hold on, let's see where... I don't know, it feels like Night at the Roxbury. It's not like... I like electronic music. I do not like this kind of poppy trance... wanna be progressive but doesn't really know what progressive is. I don't know. How's the music compared to me and to the bulldozer sounds? I want to give you a listen to it, but not at all what you were expecting. This kind of like I can picture the head bopping, the bumping the girl back and forth, you know, that SNL Night of the Roxbury clip, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm old because like that was not even my SNL. My SNL was way back in the day. But some of you may know that one. Even that early 2000s probably reference might be old for some. Brutalism give you some interesting assets. Absolutely. If you haven't seen it, look at the... I could probably show you real quick. Where are the pictures? Let me grab them real quick. What is it? What's the new iconic Brutalism City Hall? Images, where is it? Hang on, I'm trying to find the Skylines promotional art that was with it. There it is. That's not the full screen one though. Well, anyways, they had this picture up on their dev diary the other day. Save as. This one. So that is the City Hall promotional material, right? And where is it in my game? I think I have it in here. I do. I have it right here. So that is it in the sunlight. But if you take a look at it, where's Boston? See if I can find the same angle. I found the same angle earlier, and now I can't. Now I can't get a good one. This one's probably pretty good. Save as. Yep. Okay. And then this is Boston. It's literally the building. They did a pretty good job with it. Really good job with it. So in case you're wondering, that is Boston City Hall. That'll be going in New Boston for sure, for certain. A lot of good Brutalist architecture in the city. So I'm really excited about that one in particular because it fits the themes of one of the builds that I'm working on right now, which I will definitely be making a return to shortly. I kind of want to let this wash over though and not even load it while the game is in this state, just to be safe. So yeah, this is a new radio station. Definitely odd. Notice anything about the radio control panel up here? All the icons are missing. Like, don't tell me you play tested this. How, like, what did the play test look like? It had a keyboard and a mouse. Like, is the flag icon there? Yes? Okay, we're done. It imported the content. Yay. It should work just the same as the PC version, right? Never get DLC in the first 6 weeks or so? Probably a good idea. I do it for the cautionary tale. Or to get people hyped about it. I don't care. Like, I don't, if it's good. Like, Iconic Brutalism is a really good pack. And specifically, like, if you're doing something like Boston, it's amazing. So I highly recommend that one. I do not recommend Race Day. Race Day is a big waste of time. Awful. Yeah, I got to look at adding another warehouse and just trimming this back. It's too much. I just tried to cram in another massive neighborhood. I got to move the city hall down here and figure out how to do this with landscaping. Like what goes here? I wish you could manage water easier. That would be cool if you could create a water source without having to use the things that dry up. I know you can like in the map maker, but it's too late now for that. That traffic is awful. Let's pretend that isn't there for a minute. Watching this just saved you $13. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad that already is the investment in money and effort is already paying off. It's very trancy. I don't get how, and like everybody's different, but like this is not the kind of chill that I need when I'm playing a city building game. That's very laid back, like lo-fi, some funk, the Japanese stuff, the synthwave. Like a lot of it has been, I think, pretty decent, especially for like stream friendly. Theoretically shareable music, like I think I must have that setting on. Not that I can see what station I'm flipping to anymore since all the icons are gone. If there is a testing process on console, like, someone should be fired. If not the person that does the testing, the person that manages the testing team. Because you have got to set some new guidelines and initiatives for what you expect. Because a very, very bare minimum line was not crossed. That's pretty sad. Days of Thunder sounding tracks, Gear 8, yeah. You can, I think you can kind of cheat the system a little bit. So if we go to radio, it's now playing Cloud Supply, Sunny Side Up. If we mute and come back, it should go to the next song. No. Yes. So we can flip through some and kind of get a feel. But it's not, to me, it's not city building music. I guess maybe it's like, is it intense racing music for race day? Is that what we're going for? So you can watch. I mean, what are you going to do? You're actually going to drive in game on console? We've seen how the driving works. Don't make me do it. It's just not, it's not good. Like, I could see, like, thematically how it works, but, like, it's not a fast-paced Fortnite. It's not an actual racing driving sim. It's a city builder. And I don't know someone that needs these kind of risers and key changes possibly and drops happening while they're city building. Ooh, little lag step there for a minute. This song's better than the trancier one they had before, I will say. Okay. Mute and play again. No, I didn't mute it long enough. Hold on a second. Really? What if you change, maybe it used to be used change stations? No? Come on. There's a new one. I didn't get very far through this. Like, there's a couple of these that are okay. I could build cities to this. I feel like I need to build something right now, like a better intersection here, but it's probably not going to get done tonight. Oh, what do we got for where? It doesn't show you warehouses, does it? Like, is that a thing? Does it highlight the warehouses when you go in? Ooh, I could do like a large warehouse somewhere. What do I have? Does it not highlight them? Certainly if we do what? Import and export? Outside connections export? Import. Right? Where? No, it doesn't highlight those at all. I mean, they're sizable. I just got to figure out where they are distributed around the city. Is this one? This one's just not on. That's not helping us. Let's maybe turn this one on. This might help with the commercial availability. Large warehouse. Down at the bottom should be... Oh, thank God this works. Thank God. I'd be so pissed right now if I couldn't change this warehouse. Zoned. Is it zoned industry goods? Not oil or farming, forestry, or unique products. It's the generic goods. And we want to fill, and that's going to create a ton of traffic for a while. But that's totally fine, and that should help some of the commercial overload that's happening here. Essentially what's going on, not enough goods to sell. So we're exporting stuff faster and not getting it to these businesses. Sometimes that can be a traffic delivery problem, but also an imbalance problem. So if we have a warehouse that is set to fill here before anything, at least generic industry, gets exported, it's going to try and fill this warehouse first, and then that creates a spot nearby that these businesses can send trucks to get those goods without having to drive all the way across town. And it should reinvigorate some of those problems that we're having with this icon right here. So that place is going to get abandoned, no doubt, but most likely. We also got a little bit of death happening, but it should be fine. I don't think we have any kind of service over here in this new neighborhood I stood up. So that's probably part of it. Do we do this one? I think I've been plopping these all over the city. So yeah, there's just no coverage over there, right? Is there a spot right here? Look at that. Look at that. That's perfect. 3. We can't center it though. That's not at all maddening, right? That it has to snap one way or the other, and it can't just let us like do a little free float somewhere in the middle because we want to commit. Nope. Pick a side. We could break the road and do it that way, but nope. Not right now. Hopefully that fire's fine. Doing pretty good here. Radio's the only good thing about the update. You know what? That first song is, I don't think, a good representation, apparently, of the rest of the pack. Because I don't need to change this. I'm fine with it. But radios are like, you know... Wait, I'll tell you tomorrow, like, if I don't get a copyright claim. If I get a copyright claim with the stream safe mode on, that's always fun. They used to just have you, like, oh, just mention it in the Discord. Yeah, what do I do now? You didn't like my criticism. Now I just have to eat the claim when you don't file it correctly as actually copy-free. If it's on the checklist, I'll battle it. But so far, yeah, the radio is probably the best thing. If they just put the alley, the cobblestone alley in the free update, that would have been fine. So what did I tear everything out? And then I put in, I think so. Yeah, so I put the Brutalist City Hall in. We'll probably find a better spot for it. What else do we got? A theater? Do we have spots we want to fill in? Probably. We could do a little something down here. We've got honestly kind of an ugly hillside going on here, but like this is all really crazy over here. I'm not a fan of this quay wall being so high next to an insanely huge river. Just tearing a canyon down there. Canyon Canal. So yeah, do I put something like this here? Do we add to the entertainment complex? Ditch some of these parking lots that never get used? That we could fit that kind of in here. Because this is just decorative at this point. It's purely decorative. They almost never use these parking lots. They're really kind of a waste. Especially when they lose the lines so far out. Like look at the lines on this industrial road, right? The cross hatching. Like you can still see that. That still looks like that because of, there's a slight difference. They could do that with the parking lot WOD. Like, there's no reason that the parking lot shouldn't be just as discernible with some rows, at least some wear in it. Like, I can tell that that is different from a highway. I can tell it is different from the 6-lane across the way. I can tell it is different from the 2-lane over here, like obviously in size. But like, why is all that detail get washed out? Like, I can count the lines in the crosswalk, in the crosshatch, right between the lanes, the median. But you're barely even rendering in cars when it comes to the parking lot. It's just kind of wild that they don't find a better way to do that. You'd think like, you know, like even just a half-filled parking lot from above, be a couple spots on there. Like, I could see cars from here. I should be able to see parked cars from here. It just makes sense. I don't know. I know you can't have everything, especially on console hardware, but my point is, like, if they can keep that as part of this medium distance LOD, and like, you don't really lose the center median until you're like right about there, or at least it may not come through on stream that as well, but there should be some detail in those parking lots. Okay, anyways, since the parking lots suck, let's get those out of here, and we're going to throw a theater in. We'll get rid of this too. If we have any problems over here, we have a warehouse that we just need to turn on. So do we put this more central? Is it casting a shadow over here? Do we have footpaths through? We do. Let's see. Let's bring it over. We'll bring it over towards the warehouse side of things. Like here. Well, let me put it there. It's a little bit of a weird strip of grass, but I can deal with it, because it does fit pretty nicely there. Also, look at the shadow that is cast. Doesn't really affect the baseball field as much. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's clear. It's perfect. The stadium itself is the worst shadow caster. Which I guess, like, you know, you're playing an afternoon game. Like, you want the sun out of the pitcher and batter's eyes, ideally. You don't want a giant shadow coming down your field, though, for sure. Okay, so we've got a theater. We've got, you know, some entertainment stuff here. What is this? Is this the Opera House? Opera House. That's an old one, right? Is that like initial monument? Actual working beach DLC would be cool. Water parks, functional beach, growable waterfront homes. I mean, you know, one of the things that they have, like, in the map maker is like a spot where you can spawn animals out in the woods. Like, you should have spots, and they do have mods for this. But like, why do I not have like a congregation spot? Like, that should just be like an invisible little bubble I can drop down. I guess it makes it hard to see, and like, you need to be able to delete it. What is going on with that boat? What the hell are they doing? They're like upside down. Okay, some delivery problems. We'll see. This should be filling up. This is not filling up. 0% full. I guess it's okay if they're getting the goods to the businesses nearby. They're not. Are they like coming in and leaving immediately with it? Like, what is this place doing? Are there trucks in use? Freight trucks in use, 0 of 40. What am I paying $240 a week for this to do absolutely nothing? Did they break warehouses? I did not see that in any notes or tickets. But now all of a sudden I'm having all these commercial problems, and the warehouse isn't full and isn't using any of its trucks. Did they break that too? Let me put a new building down. Industries, large. Is this the large? Large warehouse. And then we want stored resource. Maybe it doesn't. Does it not save it? I got to go back and look. Maybe they messed that up too. Zoned industry goods. Fill. And no trucks are sent? Uh 1% full, 0 freight trucks, and they frickin' broke warehouses. Do we not have workers at the first one yet? $15 to $60 workers, still no trucks, no nothing. They might have broken warehouses. I wonder. Because I'm telling you, oh my God, why? Why?
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
The one during the marathon was still better. Yeah, working beach DLC would be cool. They could do some things with that, but you need a way to tell the Sims to go hang out on the beach. And the only thing we could do now is like do gravel paths and little gazebos to get them down there. But it looks very obvious in the beach. You need like a beach path, and you need like almost like a park life that is beach specific. They should have just put it in park life as another park type. They'll probably put that out. It's going to keep spreading by the time they get back, isn't it? Probably. So, I'm trying to think, like, Riverrun's coming along. You can still see the fire from here. It's okay, don't worry. We'll keep it in frame, see if it gets smaller. It looks like they put a tree out if I had to guess. I'm liking it. I still, I need to figure out the edges. I am the worst at figuring out the edges. I want to use the tree line that was here. This is I think the initial tree line. I could be wrong. But I want to, build up a little bit of a hill and, tell a good story as to why the city doesn't go further that way. But then I also need to, this was very haphazardly put in there. And I got to do something different over there, and how this all cuts off, and where the train station is, and where the train yard hooks in. And definitely have to offload the stress of this. This intersection is not designed to handle this kind of stress. It also has 0 traffic lights or anything happening. It's just a total free-for-all. So we need to offload traffic from that. That is not helping at all. So yeah, I'll figure that out. But it may be time to take a little bit of a break from Riverrun, because I think there's two things I really want to get going on. One is back to some New Boston, but also might do a Plainville, and I'm thinking of maybe turning it into videos as well. But what if we record the videos live, and then maybe I even do a little bit of behind the scenes editing process or something like that on a stream. I don't know, maybe something like that. But I might do something like a final let's play for Remastered in 26, last hurrah. Is still CS vanilla. I was thinking of doing Plainville 2.0. So my Plainville build was on the original 9-tile version, and it was a base a base game install, no DLC, and I made it through all the milestones to 70,000 or 90,000, whatever the population was. And then every episode would add a new DLC in. So like we do Snowfall, and that's where the tram networks came from. That city has one of my favorite tram networks. And then like added in all the DLCs kind of one by one. And they act as like mini tutorials for that DLC. People can see like what does it actually add in now that I've got a city, not just from like a fresh start perspective. So it's kind of a cool way to look at it, and it ended up being one of my favorite cities. There is a video on it. Like I did a video at the end of the season that kind of was like a 3 or 4 minute just highlight reel with some music. Usually do that. Need more non-modded CS1 stuff. I mean, there's a lot of that on my channel. It just hasn't been a fresh video build in a long time. In fact, I look back, like I did a lot of streaming last year. This is not the best place to stream, but it's also like, I'm fine. I'm comfortable here. I don't need to grow on Twitch. I grew here. It just doesn't give you, it's not a live streaming platform for the most part, right? But I looked last year at like my actual video content, and I was like, oh my God, I did not upload a lot last year. That little riff in this song always reminds me of Valerie, Steve Winwood. Valerie. The way that it rises. What did I do last year for videos? So 10 games that you missed in 2024. That might have even snuck in at the end of 2024. I did a 3-minute day in the life of a sim with David Attenborough, AI David Attenborough, in this city. I did Surrounded, a 35-minute episode of me playing a zombie game. I showed the process of making a map. It was like a 43-minute video, wow, of how I remade the map for New Boston. And that was, I think, all I did last year. Was those 4 videos or 3 videos, and then a ton of streaming. But I would like to get back to videos. It's a fun creative process. I just need something to do. And this was like really fun from a live streaming perspective, building this up. And I'm not done with it yet, but sometimes I stall out and need to switch it up to work on some new ideas. And especially with this game kind of breaking right now, it makes me not want to load up the other cities and also start fresh and learn and see if I find other problems that we don't know are lying under the hood, because the game balance just might be off, and have to kind of look long term at like all the production chains and how the industries are functioning. But the goal became, can we get this city to 1 billion? It had just stacked up so much money, and we did it. We got there, but we're not going to change the decimal place again. The money does, as you see, regularly overlap, even when it's in the red, but it tends to trend upwards. But we don't want to change everything at once. And again, I got to figure out what's broken and what they fix. But I think, assuming they do settle in with a decent update that hopefully addresses all of the issues that we know of, and maybe even some others, probably not. We'll see. I would like to get into a new build, and I think a Plainville 2.0, Plainville Remastered, whatever it technically is, would be a really fun way to do that. And again, take a fresh stab at one of my favorite ways that I've done a build, which is, again, just building up without the DLC at first, and then bolting everything on and trying to make it look like one city, but also explaining this stuff. It ends up checking a lot of boxes. It's a long play, let's play, it's tutorial, it's DLC review. We just lost a game. Well, stay tuned, because there'll definitely be some unmodded stuff. It is that time though, where I think I'm going to cut out 9 to 11. Sometimes we go longer. I'm waiting for an update, and then we'll get back into it. What about a racetrack out by the power plants? Not on this one. Not for me. Racetrack, not really my thing. I just like the marathon that we ran earlier, or that Harold ran earlier. I really like the idea of it going through your streets, but the way it repaints and shuts down your streets, I don't think is worth seeing it more than once. And if you have to pay to see it once, honestly, the only thing I got out of the race day DLC is a cobblestone alley, and it cost way too much for a single cobblestone alley, unfortunately, for me to recommend it or want to keep playing it.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
So yeah, I'll see how much they actually broke the game. There's definitely something up with RCI, because I left the game in a state where it was steadily holding at like maybe 30% commercial and 50 to 60% industrial demand, and no demand on the residential side. And then update, open up the game, and all of a sudden there's a ton of residential demand, a little bit of commercial, and zero industrial. It like totally flipped. And we're also having problems where the warehouses don't seem to be employing any people in the trucks, which they should for goods. So I don't entirely understand what's going on there. I feel like they broke warehouses, and I just don't remember seeing that written in any of the notes or tickets that I saw. So we'll have to see. But I will definitely be testing it out before I start in on a new build. But I thought, again, maybe it would be fun to... The way that I record videos is not that different from a live stream. Because I'm terrible at the chat. I ignore it all the time. Todd?
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
I'm developing an OCD complex where I have to press that Todd soundbite when we see edge of map fog. Now, I'm not hitting it again here because it's 2 frames in a row. Like that does happen. We've even had 3. But if we get a 4 in a row, I'll bring Todd back out a second time. Because that doesn't happen often. There's some spots of the city that look really nice. Like some of these camera angles are okay. And then the tree pop in, I realize, really kind of ruins it, doesn't it? Maybe AI could fix that in post-production. Can you give these trees details that the developers can't? Don't do it, Todd. It's just one shot. You don't need to say it. We know what it is. Distant weather systems. Okay. So Cities 2 console when? I was saying earlier, I don't think it's going to be this year. This song is much more upbeat than any of the other songs that we've heard since the first song. It's almost off-putting because like we're back into that initial BPM and vibe of trancey pop. At least it sounds where that's going. Get some open space there we gotta do something with. I think that's in map. But Riverrun's coming along. I've really enjoyed this one. And this has been a live stream only build, but I think it might be interesting, especially for people that have been here a while, to kind of see what I do with like recording an episode. It's literally me ignoring the chat for half an hour, pausing, kind of seeing where things are at, and then running this cinematic camera for like 20 minutes to get 3 minutes of outro shots. And then the editing process, which depending on how much I stammered could be like next to nothing, couple cuts at the beginning and end, or it could be like me reevaluating my life decisions because I couldn't connect ideas. It's just like, no, you You got to either go through one of the most painful edits ever or just re-record this. Sometimes you find out the recording didn't work. That's always fun. So we'll see how the city does. Maybe I'll try and let it run in the background the way I've done in the past is like a work screensaver, and just see how many icons pop up and how the population crashes or not. We'll see how balanced it is. Keep an eye out for news from Tantalus. They didn't give us a whole lot as far as I know, right? Remastered issues. There's a Reddit post from 2 years ago about the future of console versions, original and remastered. Be interesting to see speculation in that. Anyone try to contact Tantalus Media? That's 2024. Is there seriously nothing more recent? Come on, Google. I can't even find that statement that they made on the, hey, we're aware of these issues. We've got a plan, but no steps yet. And we'll let you know. It's not even like a... I mean, I suspect it should be pretty simple because they created a new menu system and ended up overwriting old menu objects. So unless they trashed old code altogether and thought like it wasn't useful, it honestly shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's probably like a menu handle overwriting another menu handle, and it just doesn't know how to apply the controller scheme to those other menus. It shouldn't be that big of a fix unless you really boned it up when you were editing the old code and someone got a little heavy handed, is like, we don't need that, just throwing parts over their shoulder. That doesn't look important, get that out of here. Clunk clunk clang. It doesn't seem like, you know, a UI being missing and the D-pad not being able to navigate up there, like that shouldn't take that long to fix. Look at that dang tree pop in. It shouldn't take that long to fix. They really got to fix the tree LODs in Remastered. They're so bad. Like, I think they actually got worse, right? There's an issue with them. Those aren't going to pop in at all. Those are just going to maintain the far distance, but they're pretty bad. Especially, like, it should figure out, like, what this angle is and, like, at least load trees within that camera range. If it's a view you consistently show in a cinematic camera, which they got rid of. Like, this is going to pop trees, right? Underneath us. Yeah. Popping them a little bit. That wasn't the worst angle. Like, are those trees going to load up at the top? They might. No, because we're swerving away. Anyways. It shouldn't, it shouldn't even have gotten out the door, but, like, I can't imagine it should be a long fix. But they could have, like, really boned it up, because really it should just be like, oh my god, that was stupid, that's an easy fix. To restore functionality that worked a day ago. Like, you have to know what you did, what you changed to make that happen. I bet they're not... they're bolting on to somebody else's code. This is their first update on their own, and it's just ironic that the PC player base or keyboard and mouse users on console don't truly understand the depths of depravity that they have for charging for a console product when this is the kind of care that they put into it. I got a interesting comment. You can check community posts, but it was like, you should be thankful and appreciative they did this. Devs get no credit. I wouldn't do anything if I was a dev. Because people just complain. You sure like to complain a lot for somebody who makes so much cities content. It's almost like I love the game and want it to be better and remember a time when they weren't so lazy about QA and when Colossal Order cared about the game before they spent 2 hours sitting with their thumbs, 2 hours, 2 years sitting with their thumbs up their butt, not delivering the Ultimate Edition to get fired over Christmas so that another company could come in and sell us an update in the first quarter and not miss 3 months of profit. It's almost like maybe we shouldn't be thankful for that. You big dummy. I wasn't even gonna respond to it. I thought about like, okay, how do I articulately respond to this? And then I looked back at it again and I was like, there's misspellings all over the place. They used the rapper's name Ludacris instead of the word ludicrous. It was one like blob of text with very little punctuation or any kind of line separation, and I was just like, I don't need to articulate anything. I'm good. If you think I should be thankful and appreciative, we are not going to be friends. By the way, has anyone seen my pitchfork? All right. Wait, hold on. I was going to say let's say goodnight to Riverrun, but let's say goodnight to Riverrun because we may not see it for a little bit. The frickin' bulldozer. Bulldozer ruining the vibe, man. What was that graphic glitch? What was that light hitching? What was that? Oh, there's new bugs. There's new bugs. Yay. I've never... What is the lighting doing? Can you put that on your list, please, Tantalus? Because I have not seen that before, and I have played this game for a couple thousand hours, I think. But come on. There it is again. What is going on with the light? What is going on with the lighting? Come on. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay. Fuck off!
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Now I gotta see if I have a corrupt save or if I'm starting over post, like deleting all the marathon roads again. Because if that crashed in the middle of a save, that might have destroyed that save. And then I think I have to, again, go back to where I was at the end of the race, which is where we reloaded to undo all the damage the race did to the city. And I'm going to have to uninstall the race roads again. Hopefully not. Okay, I'm pressing A and X. Now it's responding to it. Oh my God. It crashed that save. I still have the race roads. Fuck this game. God damn it. I have to... All the roads are back. All the roads are back. We have the city where it was destroyed. That's actually... No, it's the save point halfway through the race. So I hadn't saved since 9:39. So the last hour. The warehouses. Erasing all the roads. Putting in some of the Brutalist stuff. Nope. I don't even want to load up to see it again because like I just want to wait for them to get an update that fixes the stability at this point. They've made an update and they've done this before. They've made multiple updates that make me not want to play the game. How do you do that? How is that a talent that you have to like suck the life out of the room? I should know, like I am capable of sucking the life out of a room. I'm good at it, but I'm not trying to make a business of it. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. There was a hell of a fire during the marathon. And I half uninstalled the roads, reloaded the save from before, uninstalled all the roads, it crashed. I don't know. Awful. Okay. Well, I might be around this weekend. I mean, I'm not around. I just don't know if I'll be streaming. But there's a possibility. It won't be cities. I'm going to wait till it is stable. There's no point. There's no point right now. I don't like autosave, and certainly like you saw what just happened there, like it tried to save and then it crashed. It's crashed quite a lot on me actually on the streams in the last couple days. I think we've had 6 or 7 crashes in the last 3 streams. So it's been bad. And I've seen crashes like letting it run and doing stuff during the day. Hopefully they'll fix it. If they don't, then they don't. But we'll see. Time will tell. Not very impressive for their first outing, but again, you know why it happens, because they have to get profits in the quarter, so. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not gonna. That save's gone, but like we're only an hour and a half behind, or like an hour behind. But it's just like now I have to take the roads out again. Like I have to basically uninstall the DLC from my city, and like I've literally tried to do it 3 times now, and it crashes at different phases. And here I was, just like, oh, you know, hey, end of stream camera. Oh, like, I should save it before it crashes. Crash. It's not in a good state right now, and certainly I don't recommend playing the game right now. Again, the iconic Brutalist, if you're gonna buy a CCP, a content creator pack, is the best of the bunch. The radio station was decent, actually. aside from like the trancey pop song at the beginning and the end when it crashed, was actually decent. So, but I would go listen to songs on Spotify and edit out the 2 that I don't want to hear because you can't control what plays when. Anyways, long rambly outros. The game has crashed, as have my hopes and dreams for Tantalus providing us with good content going forward. I'm skeptical of their ability to keep the game hobbling along, but we shall see. We shall see. Maybe they'll pull a rabbit out of their butt. I know that's not the expression, but it's what they have to do at this point. It's going to be painful. And you have to undo whatever the hell you did to the menus because you broke it bad. Hopefully you didn't delete, and hopefully you uncommented stuff or buried it behind old tags. But good luck with all that. Let me know when you fix it. Thanks. Have fun storming the castle, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Maybe this weekend, something. Stay tuned. You know what to do. Subscribe and like. And click that link that Adia just posted if you want to hang out in the Discord and find out about other things. I'm just waiting for somebody to mention something about the art room, which is like AI food pictures from like 4 years ago. No one said anything in a while in there. We're just kind of letting the awkward sit with that red panda eating the ice cream with a human hand and the straw. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it'd be a shame to like break the energy in there by adding something new at this point. It's art. It's art. I'll see you on the next stream. Until then, I don't really have like an outro here, do I? I don't. So I'm just gonna hit the button. I'm just gonna stop streaming. Bye. See ya next time. Bye. I'm gonna see what happens if I just stop at mid-sentence.